Let's get started. Welcome to the ESP Plus 102 presentation webinar. My name is Venus, and I will be your facilitator today. In ESP Plus, the presentation is housed within the project, which we'll go over in detail in a few more minutes. So when we create a new presentation, we will simultaneously create the project folder. Now, if you're interested in learning more about projects, you can visit the ESP Plus knowledge base at kbespplus.asicentral.com or by clicking on the help button. And your help button is always going to appear here. So it's going to be the question mark actually versus the help button. And you can select the knowledge base from here. So when you click on the question mark, you can then access the knowledge base from here. Okay. Also, at the knowledge base, you'll also have access to helpful step-by-step articles and how-to videos. You can also access the ESP Plus training calendar from the knowledge base. And this is where you can register for the previous webinar in the ESP Plus training series, ESP Plus 101, Searching and Collections. Okay. All right, so let's get started. So in this class, we're going to focus on how to create, customize, and share ESP Plus presentation. So if you did come to the first class, which is 101, that did go over searching and collections feature in the homepage of your ESP Plus. But now we're going to concentrate on how to do a presentation. So a couple ways to do a presentation. And you know what, before I get into doing that presentation, let me just explain what a presentation is. So a presentation is a professional option that you can send to your client. It does contain client products that they're interested in seeing, and they through a dynamic portal. And so through this portal, your customer will be able to see those products, and then if they choose to buy them, or if they want to do a quote with those products, they do have access to do that through the dynamic portal. Okay, and I will explain the dynamic portal as we go through. Okay, so the presentations, when they are created, simultaneously will create a project folder, and inside the project folder will sit the presentation. So there is only one dynamic presentation per product. So anytime you want to create a new presentation, maybe it's for the same company, you will have to create a new project folder. Okay, all right. All right, so what we do here, and there's a couple of ways to create a presentation. You can start by doing your search here in the products box search, or you can add products from a collection to a presentation. So we're going to start by doing the search here first. And I'm just looking for red Dynalogs in this case. Right. So I do have all my results that come up, and all I would need to do is pick what I would like to put into the presentation to my client here. So maybe I'm interested in this Dasani one. Okay, and I also like this red dynamite as well. So how do I start the presentation? How do I add these products to my presentation? So there's two ways on this page that you can start with creating a presentation. One is to check the box here. So once you check the box here, you now have a menu option that comes up at the bottom of the page. So it does give you the option to add to a collection, okay, add to a presentation, which is what we want to do, or add to an order, which is another option that you have available to you. Okay, so you can go through, you can mark as many as you need to put to this presentation. I have 3, and it does tell me I have 3 marked so far. Okay, so another way is if I'm just doing one product that I want to add to a presentation, I can click the plus sign here. So the plus sign, and it does the same thing. So the plus sign and click on the checkbox will give you the same options. You can add to the collection from here. Now this is just for a single product, but if you mark the boxes here, it lets you do multiple products to add to a collection. Okay, so I can add it to a collection here, which or add it to a presentation, which then will start the process of creating that project folder. Okay. Now, if you do have any questions for me, please do not forget to use the questions box that you responded to me with earlier. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark a couple that I think I'm going to put into the presentation here. This one. Let's do this one. Okay. Right. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? While we're here on that page, let's talk about what we see there. So let's click on the image itself when you get to the product detail page. So this is the information about the product in full detail. It does have the option to add it to a presentation here. So we have 3 ways so far to add a product to a presentation when you're searching in your ESP Plus. So we can start it from here if we wanted to. We can go back to our search results because I really like this product here and also like this product. And I'm going to come down and add it to a presentation. So here we go. So we're going to create a new presentation or select an existing one. In this case, we want to start a new one. So there's an option to create a new presentation. Okay? And then these are the options we're going through. So we're going to name the presentation. So we have to give it a name. So we're going to call it Red Promotions. We're going to select the company from our CRM that we're going to link it to, or if that company is not in our CRM, we do have the option to create that company. So I'm going to say that it's part of the Red Hat Club, okay? But if it's not here, if this is something totally new, a new company for you, you can just start typing here. Just start typing there and see at the bottom, you get an option to create a new company. Okay. All right. All right, so we're going to go with the Red Hat Club. Choose that. We must do the event type. That's the only way you're going to get off the page. And this is the only way that you will be able to start that creation of a presentation. So we're going to say it is a customer appreciation event. And you can choose whatever you want here. It can be other. There's an option for other as well. If you have all this information, you can provide that. So you can select the date when it's going to take place. So we know that it's going to take place around December 14th. And we need to have it in our hands before that. So we're going to say we need it by at least the week before almost, right? So we have time to go through and inspect the products. See if we have the number of products that we need and set it up. So number of attendees, if you have that information, you can provide that. If you have the budget that the customer says that they're willing to spend, you can add this information. If not, it is optional. Then you have your live create presentation button here. So we're going to click here. Okay. So this is going to go into our presentation. Okay. So at the bottom, so this is not the presentation, so the search option. So we have the option here. It says it's, it's been made. 2 products have been added to this presentation. We have the option to edit the presentation. Now, if you do miss this or you close it out by accident, you can always go to the main toolbar here, go to presentations, and you'll find your presentation here. Okay, so this is the most recent one we just created, and we're just going to open it. So once you click it open, we are now inside of the project folder. So inside of the project folder, we do have the name of the presentation and the status is open. This is the name of, this is the company that we assigned it to. Created on date, enhanced date, and we also have an option that says manage. So right now, anyone within your company can view your presentation. Right? So there's a manage option here. So if I click manage, it gives me a listing of things I can do. So I can make this only available to me, only the owner. Okay. Although there are admins in the company. If you make this only available to you, they'll be able to see that only because they have admin rights, right? So I have admin and everyone else in my company does too. So I can go through and say I want it to only be me, but everyone else will be able to see it. Right now, it's everyone within your company. And then the third option is to select a team or individual that you want to share this product with this presentation. So I can click this option here. I can select someone from my team here or someone that's not an admin to be able to view this presentation. Okay, so before we go there, so we see that we are the owner. Here's our crown here. I'm the queen of this presentation, I want to select someone else to be able to see it. So Wendy's an admin, so this is the difference. So even though I select her, because she's an admin, I don't really need to select her. But if your person is not an admin, it will give you the option to allow them to edit it. So you'll see that in the drop down. So we're going to remove her. Okay. And we're going to cancel. I'm not going to save that. Okay. So I'm still the collaborator here. So once you do choose a collaborator, it will show variant issues too. Okay. So this is the latest project activity. Anything I've done or taken an action on within the presentation will be viewed here, and I can view all the activity. Now, as I come down on this page, okay, it does give me the customer engagement box here. It says this presentation has not been shared with a customer or with the customer yet, which is fine. I just made it. Okay, but once we share this with our customer, it will give us this information. So it will let us see the date that it was last viewed, we sent it, any products requested, any products they liked or disliked will be seen here. The project details that we put in the beginning will be here, and we do have the option to edit this information with the edit pencil. And we'll come back to these two options in a moment. So as we come down here, this is going to be our presentations settings. Okay, so this is where we're going to customize what the customer, what information that they are going to feed within the presentation. Okay, so it does give you a little information option here, and it tells me what I'm about to explain to you, how you can view or show or hide this information or some information from the customer when they view it. There's also a change conversion rate here, which you have the option to change it. So if you want to show your currency in Canadian dollars, okay, you can choose the Canadian dollars, because you have to have the conversion rate. It looks like the conversion rate is here. And then we're going to cancel it. Okay. All right. So this information with the blue pill and the check mark, this is information that is shown to the customer when they receive the link to view this presentation. Okay. You can go through, you can turn it off. I can say I don't want that CPN number to be shown, so I turn it off now. You should notice over to the right hand side, when I turn off or change information, this page updates. So this is the product page that they see when they are viewing the product via the dynamic portal. Okay, so let's try that again. So just watch that screen. So if I turn it on, you see now I have a CPN number here. Okay, so you can turn on and off information that you want that customer to see. Now there is a price range and a pricing box that is on by default. If I turn off pricing, it turns off that price right there. Okay, and this is if you just want to show them maybe just the product itself and not ready to show the pricing. Or we can turn off the price range here. Okay. We also have the option to add a client discount if we needed to, and it doesn't let us indicate what the percentage is or what type of discount it is. It just says I just turned this on and it says discount applied. Okay. Now you can apply the discount once you're in that product detail page, or once we get into editing the product, you'll be able to adjust the pricing on the price. Okay. All right. So additional charges is turned on, so I can show them any additional charges like setup charges. They'll be able to see that. The client discount and imprint options. So any imprint options that the supplier does offer, you can have that available for them to see. So they, if they can choose between multiple imprint options if they wanted to. And this is totally up to you to keep turning on. You can turn it off if you need to. If you know that your supplier is only offering one type of imprint option, I can turn this off. Okay. Allow sharing options. So this allow customers. So this will allow the customer to select the product variants when you're requesting a quote. That means that they're able to see this information, okay, and are able to, if they are going to add products to their cart, they're going to be able to go through that process if you keep the option to let them select product variants. I'm sorry, I keep on saying variants when requesting a quote. Okay, all right. So a personal note. All right, this is what's here by default. Here are some products that I think you might be interested in. Okay. Now, if I wanted to change that, I can have the AI personal generate note option here. Okay. So this is a built-in AI product, and it will come up with a personal note based on the name of your presentation. Okay. Or the name of your company. So we're going to click this and let it generate a personal note for us. And we have all this information here. So it does include the name of the presentation here or the club name. Okay, we can go through, we can edit this information, or if we don't like it, we can just go back to the original. We can keep generating a new one, and generate until you find what you like. Okay, and then we can save our personal note here. Okay. So we do have it set where we want to include our signature. So we'll see our signature, which is our name and our company name, when our customers viewing that presentation, and we have an expiration date. Okay. All right. On the far right hand side, we have the option to see how the client will view the page. So right now it's on the product detail page here, and this is what they see when they click on the product in the portal. And this is the landing page that they see initially when they open the link for the first time. Okay. All right. Any questions for me so far? So remember, the questions box is there. If you have questions for me, please include them in the box here. All right. All right, so let's go down to our products. So we have two products, and these are the two products that we selected. We do have a menu above the product, and we do have a sort by. Okay, so we can sort our products with these different options that are available to us. Okay, we'll be able to see our products here. We'll land on all products by default. Quote requested. So when the customer is opening that presentation and they request a quote, you'll see if they requested a quote here. If they added it to their cart, that will be shown here. Any products that they liked or disliked will be shown here. So we haven't sent it, so we don't have anything right here right now. Any products that they looked at, they didn't look at, and any hidden products that you have, or you can hide products on your own. Okay, and this is for the distributor. So as I'm on a product, I'm going to go back here. Again, I have options here on each of the products. I have an option 2. Again, at the bottom is different though. So I can delete this from the presentation. I can hide this from the presentation, which will place the product here. I can add it to a quote or add it to an order. Okay, so this is if we wanted to bypass the presentation and just go right into the quote or order. We can do that from here just by marking the product. Okay, I'm going to mark this. Leave those options will be the same, except for I think there's less. You can hide from the presentation and delete. Okay. We also have this arrow and this double line down here, which means I can drag them into different positions. Maybe I want this one to be in the first position. I can just click and drag it here. Just like that. Okay. Right. Any questions for me? Okay. Awesome. Okay. So let's move into how does the client, or how do I send this presentation? So once I'm finished and made those changes to the presentation, I'm ready to share this with my customer. Okay. Now I want you to remember that when you share with your customer, this does create a dynamic link that is ever changing for the presentation. So it opens in a portal in a browser. When you make changes to the presentation, because it is dynamic, it does update that link that is shared with your customer via the portal. Okay? If the customer clicks on something, if the customer adds something to the cart, if the customer is taking some type of action on the presentation, it does upload or update that portal link. Okay? All right. So let's go to share with customer. So if I click on the option, now maybe I want to preview this before I send this out to my customer. I can. I have that option for preview. I also have an option to print the product or the presentation as a PDF. Okay, which will allow me to, it opens up a print screen. We're just going to show it to you. So this is a preview, so you really can't see it from here, but this is how it looks. So this is the item or the items itself, and then you'll have a print option available in the actual presentation. So this is a preview, so I don't have that print option, but this is just showing you what will print and how, what's going to print when you choose that option, when the customer chooses that option. So we're going to close that here. We can go right to share with customer. Okay, so we have a couple ways to share with our customer. Two options here. We can share via email, okay, meaning that we can type in the customer's email address. We can customize that subject line. We can add a custom message using the AI generate message tool here, or we can use the default information that displays in this page. Okay. Now here, presentation settings, it just lets you know that you do have it on to include your signature, which you can turn this off. If you turn off, it is grayed out, so it does not include your signature, but we want to include our signature. And this presentation does have an expiration date on it. All right. We have an option to preview the presentation from here. You can click on this presentation again. There's the option to preview. So this is the presentation preview again, but there's that print PDF again, but again, this is a preview. So you're not able to use this. Oh, well, I'm sorry, in the preview you can because it is here and it is live. So if you click print PDF, you just right click on it. So when you right click on it, you're going to click the print option. If you want to save it as a PDF, you can go to the print. Right? And then when the destination updates, you click save as PDF for your customer, or you can print it out. Okay, so this is for you to use as well as your customer. So we're going to cancel this. I'm going to cancel this as well. We're going to close out that preview, and we're going to come back here. And if we have our recipient email here, we'll have this option alive for us to send to our customer. Now, another way that you can share this with your customer is to use the share via link option. So I can click this option here. Okay. And it does, again, give me the option to turn off my signature. Okay. And then the expiration date is here, which is usually it's 30 days out from the date you created. So today is the 6th. Okay, so it expires on December the 6th. Okay. I have the option to preview the presentation. And then I have the option to copy the link. So when I copy the link, it is copying this link here. Okay. So I suggest not copying this link because you will get an error message when you try and paste it. You want to copy the link from here. So I copy this, it says it copies it. The success code is on my clipboard, which is your mouse. Okay, so I'm going to call my customer and I'm going to say to them, I sent you the link, and you can send the link to them probably in an email if you wanted to, or use the email feature, whichever you're comfortable with. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to become the customer instantly by opening the browser now. I do have that link paste ready to paste here in the browser. So I'm going to paste this. Here it is, paste and go. So now this is how we're the end buyer now. We're that customer, and my distributor has sent me that link. And this is the link. This is what it looks like when I open it up in the portal. So remember that product page, that landing page. Here's the landing page. At the top of the page, you'll have the name of your presentation, and you also have this option called products. And products just lets you come back to the home page. So say that I click on one of the products and I'm on the product detail page, and I just want more than, if I have more than two, a couple, I can just come back to the home page by choosing this option here. Now this option does update whenever you start performing different options within the presentation or between you and your distributor. So you'll see the quotes option will appear here eventually, any invoice that they send to you or send to the customer. And I'm the customer, or they send to me. I will see this information here. So I'll see the products, I'll see the quote, pending quote, invoice. So I'll see that starting to expand once, I'm making changes and also the distributor is making changes. Remember, this is a dynamic link, so it does update. Okay, so I have that print PDF option here. There is my custom AI generated message here, right? It's my signature. And there's a reply to or reply button. So this will open up your email and let you reply to the distributor. Now I have my project details here. Okay. So all that information is here. And here are my products. So I can click on one of these. So it opens the product detail page. Now this is information that the supplier has provided. So they have provided several images of the product in different colors. Here's the large image, and this is the default image, but I can go in and say I want to update and change this. We're going to go back because I do want to show you how to make changes on the pricing for this. So, I did not forget that. I was so excited to go into the portal with you. So we can download from here. This is the name of the product, the CPN number, and the description that the supplier has provided. Okay. All right. We have the option to like or dislike it. Like or dislike, add it to the cart. This is our pricing and charges, and we're going to make changes to this. Okay. And all the other information provided by the supplier is listed here. All right. Okay. All right. So we're going to go back to the distributor side of the presentation. I want to open up one of these products here. So to open up one of the products, because we want to customize this, and I'm going to show you how updates in the portal. This is, it's going to be great, right? So we have our option back to presentation, edit product details. This is the page we want, and there's an option to preview it after we make changes, just to make sure it's correct, and then we can save it. So we have our product name, the CPN number is here. The CPN number is a live link that goes to the product detail page on ESP Web. Okay. Over to the right-hand side, we have all the colors that is available. They're all open for your MR to see, so you know that we did see it when we were in the previous presentation. But what if we don't want the white one? We don't want the black one. We can close it. We only want the red because it's called the red hat colors. They're doing all their products are in red. Right? So we don't want to see any of these things by clicking on the icon. There is a show and hide all button here, which is the shortcut for that. You can just show it all, close it all, or you can choose what specifically you want to be viewed. We have an option to upload additional images here. Maybe the image is available in a different color and the supplier has sent you that. Or maybe you created a product and you provided or you uploaded your customer's logo on it. Okay, so speaking of logo, and we'll come back to virtual sample in a moment. We have our product name. Okay, so this is something that is required. You can go in and change it so you can't completely remove it. We have a description here of the product itself. Again, this information is provided by the supplier, but you can generate a new one. Okay? So if I wanted to generate a new general description, I can use this AI tool here to generate another description that I prefer, or you can go in and make your own changes. Okay? You can add a note to your customer here. So you can say something, you're like, please give me a call. What do you think of its color? Should it be a bigger size or a smaller size? So you can just provide a note to your client. Okay. Also, and we'll come back to the virtual sample, we have the product variants. So these are the variants that we said, okay, we want a customer to be able to go through and add these variants to the cart. So let's just make this match. So let's say I want them black one too. And I come down here and I say select or deselect, and I just want to select these two options for them to see when they're going through putting their products in the cart. Okay. This product only comes in one size. Okay. We can keep the size. We want to turn it off. We need to do that by clicking the button here on the tablet. The material is shown. Okay, so it's stainless steel. And you also have your imprint options. So remember, we were talking about the imprint options that the supplier provided. So this supplier will do silk screen, laser engraved, full color, or unimprinted. They will also do other, there are also other imprint methods that are available. I'm not sure if the supplier really does that, but you might want to contact that supplier about that. So if you're looking for etched, because it's not here, because this is what the information, what the supplier says that they do. But if they offer another service, maybe you'll call them and ask. Then you can say, okay, they do for your sample embroidered. Maybe you're looking for something engraved. Okay. There's an option to show more. So these are all the options that you can apply as an imprint method. Again, I would suggest you call that supplier to see if they're offering any of these other options. And then I can say, I'm going to take away engraving. I'm just going to keep full color process. And this will show as part of the imprint methods that are available that your customer can choose when they're putting products in the cart. Okay, so I'm going to show less. So imprint size is this information the supplier is provided, so it does appear on the product detail page. Imprint locations, there's nothing here, but usually it's just a front, or if it's going to be two locations, I can say front and back. Because I know that the supplier does this, so I'm just going to, I need my customer to know this. So these are the imprint colors. I don't need this information, so I can take it out. Okay, I turned off the price range when we were on the presentation settings in the beginning. So just keep in mind, whenever you're making a change on the presentation settings, which is that home page before we click into a product, it removes those options for all your products. So I removed the price range. Now it's going to remove that price range for all of my products, but maybe I want to turn on the price range just for this specific product. So when you're in the product, you can make individual changes, okay, to a product. When you're on that settings page, you're doing a bulk delete or a bulk change, okay. So we're going to keep that price range on. But here's our pricing grids. Okay, so this one has, I'll click on the drop down. Now it won't be open, but you click on the drop down and this is the price grid. Okay, so the quantity is here and the net cost. Now, don't fear, the net cost will not appear on your presentation, but it's here for you as a reference. This is the original price. Okay, this is the margin. Okay, 40%. This is what the discount is. Okay, and this is the price as well. So the customer is being charged full price at $8.60. Okay, now you can go in, say maybe I want to give them a discount. Okay, so I'd say I'm going to give it to them for $6. Okay, so I can do that, right? So I can change that price in here. Now, notice that your margin will change as well. Okay, so it's 14% versus, so you're giving a 14% discount versus a 40%. Okay, now you can go in and make all these changes here if you need to do that. Okay, any questions for me? But I think I want to bring it back to the original price. So another way to do that is just say 40%, right? And then 40% is there. Okay, so it's adding that weird one there. Sorry about that. All right, you can go in and say, I'm not offering up to 1152. I want to hide that price. I'm going to hide this price grid. I'm going to keep it at this price. So let's say we're going to do, let's just say 100 at that price and 250, and then our third will be 400 pieces. So that's how you can go in and make those types of changes. And they're all showing now. Okay, so you can add a custom quantity too here. So if we use this all up and we wanted to add, a different quantity, we can. So it is open for us to change the quantity, what the net cost is. Okay, you're going to put in the margin, which is the discount, and the price that you're charging. Okay, So price include statement is here. You can reset the price grid here. So if I want to go back to the original price grid, I can by using a reset price grid. Another way to adjust the prices is to select the price adjustment option here. So if I wanted to add a fixed amount to the list price, I can do that here versus trying to do that here. And this will work for all of them, right? So here we go. Okay, so I can say add or subtract. So you have these options available. Subtract fixed amount to the list price, which means 5. So I am going to subtract $3. All right, then I'm going to apply that. It's going to update for me. So kind of price myself out the game here, right? Because it goes to 0. But we can always go back and reset that. All right, so we'll take this out. Okay, we'll keep it whatever it was. So let's see, we can go in here and see our changes. Okay. Oh, you know, we might have to reset this price grid. So you can just go back and reset the price grid. So you can reset it. You can go back in here and make that change. You can take away whatever. Like you have to go back. Once you reset it, you will have to go back and do that. Okay, so we made this 100. We made this 200, and then we had 400 here. And then we're not going to show this. Right, easy. All right, so as we go down, we have the discount applied, and this we applied it on the presentation settings and then applied it to this, and it will be applied to all of our products in the presentation. Or if you don't want it applied to this particular product, you can just do this. Okay. All right. So we have our additional changes here, or additional charges, excuse me. So remember, in the beginning on the presentation settings page, we kept it open where we wanted to have the opportunity to add these charges so that the customers can see these charges. So I'm going to say that there is a setup charge for color, there's a setup charge if they want laser engraving, and it does show this information here, $65. But I want you to keep in mind that even though it shows it here, and it will show it on the product detail page in the presentation portal, it doesn't add the setup charge to the shopping cart if the customer is adding products to the cart. It just lets them see what that additional charge will be and what to expect once that quote is sent back to them by the distributor. Okay, so this is not. It's there for them to see in the portal, but it doesn't add to the cart. So it just lets them know it's an additional charge. You can add a custom charge here if you needed to. All right, and then the charges I did want to show are down here, and I do have the option to edit the amount of the charge. Okay, so it doesn't, you don't have to charge them 65. You can say, you know what, show it a little higher. Okay, and then we can, go in and make changes to the second one. Once we're finished making our changes here, we're going to go back up to the top of the product, and let's do the virtual sample. So if I click the virtual sample, this will allow me to add my customer's logo onto a product. Unfortunately, at this time, it doesn't allow us to remove this logo. So it's probably best to find a mug that is blank, and then we can upload our logo here onto the product. And I'm just going to show it to you, and it's going to take it off really quick. I'm not going to keep it there. And so, I mean, if it's big enough, you're going to make it big enough, it will probably disguise it, but that's basically how you want to do that, just to make it a little bigger. Move it up and down. You have that option. So right now we are working on this tool, but I just wanted you to be aware of that. So this is, right now you can't remove the original. You can just add it on top if it fits right on there perfectly. That's cool. Okay. You can edit your artwork here. You can remove white background. You needed to do that, so remove the white background that was there. I'm going to add that. You can flip it horizontally or vertically. You can do a rotation here. it lets you know that it has at least 7 colors. So if you needed to change a piece of the colors or distinction here, if I wanted to change the red, which I can choose the red, and then it gives me a color palette. So what color do I want to make this? So I can say, let's make it a bright orange. So you can go in there and reset that, right? So if you do have a value color, value code, you can do that here. Now, and we are not going to keep this, right? We're going to delete this trash can. I just wanted to show you how that works. Okay, so once you're done making changes to this product, okay, you can move to your next product from here, or you can say save. I'm just going to make changes to that one product. Okay, I'm going to go back to the presentation here. Okay, now we're ready to send it again. I just wanted to come back and show you. So now we're going to put on our customer variables. So we're going to go back to the presentation. So again, how do we send a presentation? Remember, there was a share button here. We went and made changes. Okay, so let's go to the share button. Right? Share via link. I love sharing via the link because I can call my customer and say, you know what, that link I sent you, just paste it in your browser. I've updated some information on the product for you. So share via link, copy link here. All right, so it's been copied. I can go here and see the link is here. It's still open, and I can refresh it. Let's see what happens, right? So we refreshed it. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to do that again. Sure that it's refreshed. So here it is. So we're on the refreshed version of the link here. So now we're acting as the inbox. So we can click on the product itself. We will, we see our products here. So we'll see that. See how it comes back to the home page. Okay. So we can just click on this. We really don't like this one. Right? So when it comes up, I can take a look through it, look at all the information. Then I can say, you know what, I really don't like this product. So I can do the dislike here. Right? Okay, so as I'm making changes here, I've disliked it. So if the distributor is actually in that presentation at the time, maybe working on something or maybe working on something within the ESP Plus, it does give you a notification of any action that you've taken or your customer's taken on that product itself. Okay, so I can either go back up to the top or the bottom, click on the product that I do like. I like it in red, right? And I can say I like this one. And I'll see all the client charges here. I did 36 to 199. I'm pretty sure I made the change on this. I'm not sure why it didn't change, but that's fine. But you can change. This information should have saved. Okay. All right. Imprint charges. So it does let me see the imprint charges. What probably it probably did see. Okay. So maybe it's giving me the 36 to 199 for the 8. That's the way it did that. Okay, so the 200 to 287, 288 plus. Okay, so imprint charges. So see the imprint charge, I made it $75. Okay, but I didn't change the run charge. So the variants are right. So black and gray is the only colors that I chose for them to see. The size, the material, the imprint methods, the imprint size, and the imprint location. So as the customer, I can say, you know what, I really like this. Let's add it to the cart. Let's get started. Select your color, red, and I need 500 pieces. I can save my selection here and move down. So you know what, let me pick from the available charges. So I want a full color process and print. I can add something here, add a note to your distributor. Okay, I can upload a logo here if I have my logo, or I can drag it. Now it does give you the maximum number of files you can upload. So if you want to upload 10, all right, then you can upload 10. Okay, each file must be, it has to be under 1 megabyte. Okay, so these are the allowable file types. You can upload a document. If you're doing personalization, it will let you upload a document here and attach that. Okay, I'm glad I collect my plan. All right, so now I'm ready to add this to my cart. So added it to my cart. Now I have a cart here. Look at the cart inside the portal. If I click the cart and let's see what I've added to the cart, I can come in, I can make changes to this. I can say, you know what? Let's take out the quantity. I think I want a little bit more. So let's say it was 600 pieces. And once I reset it, I have to go back and do that again, save my selection. Okay, let's say update my cart. Right? All right. So once I saved the selection, so what happened? You see it here twice, right? I saved the selection and it saved it, but I didn't see it. So I ended up adding it again. So again, you can go in, you can edit this information if you needed to. Okay. All right, card is empty. So let's go back to, do you want to send it back to them? So I add to the card, select my card, 600, and then add to cart. Okay. All right. So I called the distributor and said, you know what, I did finish that information you sent to me, and that distributor is now going to go back into their ESP. They're going to, they're not working in, it's not open and waiting for my customer. I want to go in, as they call me, and see the product here. Okay. So what happens when they open the project page? Okay. So you'll now see you have some customer engagement here. So they viewed it today. They liked one product. They disliked one product. Okay, so I come down on the product itself. I see that they have one product in their cart. So again, your end buyer or the distributor is seeing this action taken, and they did not like this product. So let's say they sent me a note and said, you know what, can you offer me something else? Can you add other things that I, do some more mugs that maybe I would be interested in, not just one. So yeah, I can go in and I can add more products. So how do I add more products? So the first time we added it from a search. The second time, let's add it from a collection. So I have some products saved in a collection. So I'm going to go to the top here because I have, collections of things that I sell a lot of or keep collections. Just I don't want to have to search always. So I know I have a collection of like mugs or pens or something to that effect. So we're going to use the tech or, we're going to use the language here. Okay, so but remember, you can always do the search again. And you can say, you know what, let's just add it. I want to show you how to add it to the collection, from the collection. So I'm just going to add it to the TV collection, right? And I'm going to go to the TV collection here. So we add it to the collection, here it is. Okay, so I want to add this to the presentation that I'm making. So it's just, going to be this one. I want to add it to, right? I'm going to add to a presentation, right? So I see here it is. So it opens up, I see my presentation, red mug promotions. I can go to the edit here, it goes right into the presentation for me. Here's my product. I can click on it. I can make changes to it so I can go through the same edit process as I had done before I send it. Okay, so once I'm done, let's see, how many price grids does this one have? So there may be some that have several price grids. Most of the time, it's apparel that has several price grids, probably based on size and color at that moment. So, you know what? I don't want to make all of this visible. I only want to make the 144, 288, and 576. I know they're ordering 600 pieces, right? So I'm going to go back up to the top, and I'm going to save. I'm going to then go back to the presentation. I'm going to share. I'm going to share here. Okay, share customer. I'm going to share it via link. Here it is. It's set to share via link. And then all we need to do is copy this dynamic link. It changes. It's changed since I made the change to presentation. So I click here, and I say to my customer, you know what, go to your link that I sent you, put it in the browser, refresh it. I've added some new stuff for you. Here is the mug. So yeah, they like it. This is awesome. They're gonna give it a thumbs up. They're gonna add it to their cart. They're selecting that color. Maybe we like the bright red, and we need 600 pieces. If we save selection, it will continuously let us add another selection. So I save this and this is out. You see that? So maybe I want the dark red one, and I want 600 pieces of this one. And I don't want to. I want to save the selection, but this is the only one that I have left to save, right? Unless I want to do a different quantity, I can do that. But I can go right to add to cart, and then it will update my cart. All right. You guys have 2 products in my cart. So as a distributor, I can go back to my ESP Plus and go back to that presentation. Right? And I can see that the customer has it in their cart now. So this does conclude our session for today. If you do have further questions about ESP Plus presentation, please contact the ASI Technical Support Department. Our team is available at 1-800-546-1350. You're going to use prompt 2, or you can email us at support@asicentral.com. You also can visit the knowledge base at kbespplus.asicentral.com. Thank you so much for attending the ESP Plus 102 presentation webinar. You have a great day.